Hello, you're watching National Cuisine on Kazakh TV. Our guest is Timur Sultanov. Today we're going to make a Kazakh dish. Each country has its own national cuisine. It reflects the nation's lifestyle, history, and culture. Kazakh national dishes reflect the nomadic lifestyle of our ancestors. We use a lot of meat and dairy products. Hello, Timur. What dish are we going to make today? Hello, Igor. We will make a Kazakh national dish called Kuurdak. Its name derives from the word kuiru, which means to fry. To make this dish, we will need 200 grams of beef and 200 grams of mutton. Very juicy mutton. Yes, and about 200 grams of liver. And onions. Yes. Onions, potatoes, salt, pepper, and leafy green vegetables to taste. Is your recipe different from the classic version? Yes, there are some things that are different. I can't wait to get started. Let's start by slicing the onions. Kuurdak is typically made from fresh lamb meat. A great portion of meat is set aside for beshbarmak. The remaining meat and offal, heart, liver and lungs are used for kuurdak.
В нашем более городском варианте мы сделаем просто баранину, говядину, немножко печени и уже добавим картошку с луком.
Today we're going to make the urban version of this dish. Have you ever tasted the classic version of kuurdak that Kazakh villagers make in cauldrons? I certainly have. There are no potatoes in the classical recipe either, only meat and offal. I live in Ireland. The Irish have a dish that is very similar to the Kazakh kuurdak. It is called the Irish stew. There, we're done with the onions. What's next? Let's heat up some oil. How did you end up in Ireland? My mother was offered a job in Ireland. She's a musician. I was 9 when we left. I also know a very romantic story about how you met your future wife in Ireland. Your wife is from Kazakhstan. Can you tell us more? How did you meet? My wife's name is Dinara. She was studying in London when we met. We met 4 years ago. Did you meet through friends? We met in the spring of 2011. Around the same time Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge got married. I went to London to see a friend who was studying there. He invited me to a picnic in Hyde Park. It was an event for students from Kazakhstan. Naturally, I was very excited to meet with other people from Kazakhstan. That's where I met Dinara. Despite having lived abroad for quite a long time, I never forget about Kazakh traditions and cuisine. Our family makes national dishes all the time. Baursaks, beshbarmak. We make everything by hand. Our food is delicious. We try to preserve Kazakh culture while living in Ireland.
When
do we start slicing the meat? Let's do it now. I think this is too much. We will need only 200 grams of beef and 200 grams of mutton. Would this be enough? Yes, that's enough. Let's cut the meat into small pieces. They will fry quicker this way. Kuurdak does not take long to cook, so the meat must be sliced thinly. Exactly. Let's talk about you and Dinara. I know that you dated for about a year before getting married. Where did you have your wedding? We got married in a beautiful old castle in Ireland. Oh, how interesting. On to the next step, Igor. The next step is frying the meat. Yes. Let's put the meat in the cauldron. What about the liver? Liver doesn't take long to cook. We'll put it in a little later. Let's add some pepper and salt. After we put the meat in the cauldron, we must put the lid on. And now we can start cutting the liver. In the meantime, I will take care of potatoes. Please do. What's next? Let's put it all in the cauldron. The liver goes first. At the beginning of the program, you mentioned that Irish cuisine had a lot in common with Kazakh cuisine. What are some of the other similarities, I wonder? Well, it's not just the food that is similar. Irish people are very kind, compassionate, and hospitable, just like Kazakhstani people. The Irish also love mutton and beef. They love meat. Yes, they do, just like Kazakhs. Potatoes are also very popular in Ireland, just like they are in Kazakhstan. Potatoes are used in many dishes like jacket potatoes and the shepherd's pie. How did you learn to cook, Timur? I love to cook. And who instilled in you this culinary passion? My grandmother did. When I was little, I used to enjoy watching her cook. She was very hospitable. She was a great cook, and she loved to treat her guests to great food. I think our dish will be ready in a few minutes. You're absolutely right. We will taste it very soon. It smells incredible. We have to add 1 teaspoon of tomato paste and stir it thoroughly. It will be ready in a few minutes. In the meantime, let's slice the dill and the parsley. We will add them in the very end. They will give the dish a piquant flavor. They certainly will. Let's add the herbs. Shall we put them in the cauldron? Yes. The meat will absorb the flavor. It will taste delicious. This is a wonderful dish. Thank you for making it with us. It is tasty and unusual in a special Kazakh-Irish way. I'm glad you liked it. Dear viewers, see you next time on Kazakh TV. Cook with us. Goodbye.
Пока.